Life Cast with Me by Leah McGowan. Life casting is still a really popular skill of today. It is used for many different things, from props, structures, art, and even medical purposes. PPE for you as the artist is so important. As a therapist, it is important that we use PPE. Firstly, for life casting, we would need to use an apron to protect our clothing for hygiene reasons, gloves to stop overexposure on our hands to different chemicals that we shouldn't be touching too much, and goggles to protect our eyes. Other items needed when performing a life cast are hair gel to protect the client's hair and pull it back off the face, cling film again to protect the hair from the stickiness of the silicone, protection sheets to protect the table and surrounding furniture as this can get really sticky and messy, a brush to apply the first few layers of silicone, this is to pick up all the details on the model's face, and 3 mixing pots to be able to mix your part A's and B's into the silicone mix. You will also need large disposable spatulas, a bowl of water, Mod Rock roll, which is the bandage roll, and a pair of scissors to be able to cut these. It's really important to have small and large pieces of bandage. This is to really capture the features on the face, especially around the nose area. Client protection and setup. To prepare your client ready for the treatment, you need to make sure all hair is back up off the face using bands and gel if needed. There is also cling film that you can wrap around the hair to protect the hair completely from the silicone. Also, you will need to gown your client up and cover them in bin bags, and even have small bin bags for the shoes. Here you can see my client is sat comfortably and all gowned up, ready for the face cast. Her hair is back up off her face, covered with cling film. She has a protective film over her, a bin bag over her shoulders, a bin bag over her legs, and small bin bags over her shoes to protect them and make sure they don't get covered in silicone. Although my client did not have any coarse facial hair, I decided to cover our eyelashes and eyebrows in Vaseline. This is to stop pullage when removing the silicone mask. And here is the chair before she sat down, fully protected and clean and ready to go. Applying the life cast. With small assistance from peers Karis O'Hara and Jessica Strachan. Here you can see my clients all gowned up, ready to go. I was just mixing up the parts A and B of the silicone, ready to apply. It was then when I came over and I started applying the silicone, it got quite messy, so I did call my peers in at that point just to give me a little hand, and we waited for that to dry. It was now that I applied the Mod Rock bandages around the face, really reinforcing the chin area and the head, and really reinforcing that nose to get a really good shape. Again, I called my peers in at this point just for a little hand, as it's quite a big job to do on my own and I only had a certain amount of time. I then called my teacher over just to confirm that it was all ready to come off, and asked my client to make some funny face shapes, which it happily come off. She then sat there and I just cleared up the odd bits of silicone that she had left, and thanked her for her time. You'll see the rest of my face cast in a minute. I will show you. Important things to look out for are the nostrils. Make sure that the nostrils are clear at all time and that your client is okay. Just simply asking your client, are you okay, and getting a thumbs up is good reassurance to know that they're safe and that you're doing the job correctly. It is also important to speak to your client before the treatment about how you would like them to do the facial expressions. Showing them what facial expressions you want them to do is really important before the treatment, as they're not going to be able to see. Now I have my mould, I was able to fill this with plaster Paris. When mixing the plaster Paris, you're looking for a smooth-like substance. With the less bubbles, the better. Air bubbles can be removed by gently tapping the bowl onto the table. I went around the edge gently with a metal tool and removed my face sculpture from the silicone mould. I think it turned out really beautiful and I love the features around the mouth. I gently filed in and around the nostril area, just where I packed with the plasticine in the mould in the first place, and a few sharp bits around the eyes. Lastly, I just filed in and around the nostrils and a few of the sharp bits off the eye area and applied the terracotta paint. All in all, I'm happy with how my face cast turned out and think it's turned out really well for my first time on my own, and cannot wait to create more life casts in the future.